Men, listen carefully. What I'm about to share is something most women would never admit openly. I'm saying this not to embarrass anyone, but to open your eyes to something that could completely change the way you understand your partner. There are a few quiet, almost invisible signals that reveal when a woman isn't completely satisfied. And trust me, most men never notice them. It's not that she doesn't care or isn't attracted to you anymore. Often, she still loves you deeply. But when physical fulfillment starts to fade, she begins to express that dissatisfaction in indirect ways, through small changes in her energy, her behavior, or her words. If you learn to recognize these subtle patterns, you'll begin to see truths that have been hiding in plain sight. Ignoring them can lead to years of misunderstanding, distance, and frustration for both of you. But paying attention can reignite real connection, confidence, and intimacy. Why women rarely say it out loud. Let's be real. Very few women will come right out and say, I'm not completely satisfied. It's not because we want to deceive you, it's because we care. We fear hurting your ego, creating tension, or damaging the emotional bond that holds the relationship together. So instead of talking directly, we express it through behavior, through quiet signals that reveal what words never could. And unless a man is emotionally aware, he might completely miss them. These signs are based on deep female psychology. Unconscious reactions that surface when physical needs go unmet. Once you see them, you'll understand your partner on a much deeper level. Sign 1. She avoids certain positions. This is one of the clearest yet least understood indicators. Think back to the early days of your intimacy. Was she more adventurous, playful, and eager to try new things? Now, does she seem to prefer only a few safe, repetitive positions, especially ones where she has more control? If she now insists on being on top or prefers angles that reduce depth, it might not just be preference, it could be her body subconsciously protecting itself from feeling unsatisfied. When you suggest experimenting or revisiting something you both used to enjoy, and she hesitates, laughs it off, or changes the subject, that's her quiet way of steering things toward what feels more comfortable and away from what reminds her of what's missing. Sign 2. Her post-intimacy behavior has changed. One of the most revealing moments in a woman's emotional world is what happens after intimacy. In the beginning, she probably lingered in your arms, laughed, talked, or simply rested close to you. That warmth and closeness is a biological sign of satisfaction, a wave of oxytocin that deepens her emotional connection. But if lately she seems distant, reaching for her phone, turning away, or heading straight for the shower, something has shifted. It's not coldness, it's chemistry. When her physical experience isn't fully rewarding, that rush of bonding hormones doesn't happen the same way. Instead of feeling relaxed and safe, she feels unsettled. Watch what happens right after intimacy. Ashao, is she present and connected or mentally somewhere else? That moment tells you more than words ever could. Sign 3. Heavy dependence on toys or extended foreplay. Let's be clear. Toys and long foreplay are great for connection and pleasure, but when they become absolutely necessary for her enjoyment, it's a sign of imbalance. If she's introducing toys in almost every encounter or insists that you spend long periods on foreplay before moving forward, it might mean she's compensating for what's missing during the main act. There's a difference between playful exploration and emotional dependency. If she's more focused on external stimulation than shared intimacy, her body might be looking for fulfillment in ways that don't rely on you. Not because she doesn't care, but because something's not fully clicking. Sign 4. Her words and reactions. Feel different. Communication often tells the story long before we consciously notice it. Think about how she used to speak about you. Did she make teasing compliments, talk about your attractiveness, or express how good she felt being close to you? If those affirmations have faded or she's shifted the conversation toward emotional bonding rather than physical praise, that's meaningful. Even her vocal reactions during intimacy might sound slightly off, like too patterned, too practiced, like she's performing rather than feeling. She might also avoid deeper conversations about what she enjoys, giving vague answers like, I'm fine, whatever you like, because she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. And when she occasionally mentions movie characters, celebrities, or fictional men in a subtly admiring tone, that's not always random. It's her subconscious expressing curiosity about what she craves, but isn't fully experiencing. Sign 5. Shifts in her interests and attention. This one is quiet but powerful. When a woman's physical satisfaction decreases, her mind starts searching for stimulation in indirect ways, through fantasy, imagination, and curiosity. You might notice her watching more romantic or sensual films, reading novels that emphasize desire and chemistry, or showing more interest in social media content about relationships, attraction, or passion. She might start following fitness coaches, actors, or relationship experts online. Not because she's disloyal, but because her subconscious is exploring representations of what she feels is missing. It's not about cheating. It's about her mind trying to reconnect with a sense of excitement, spark, and fulfillment. What these signs don't mean, before you panic or start comparing yourself to others, take a breath. These signs don't mean she's lost interest in you or that your relationship is broken. They simply reflect a gap between physical and emotional satisfaction, one that can be bridged with understanding, communication, and effort. A woman's sense of fulfillment is not defined by size or appearance. It's defined by how emotionally safe, desired, and connected she feels with her partner. Technique, empathy, and emotional synchronization matter far more than anatomy ever will. If you notice these signs, see them as an opportunity, not a judgment. What you can do to rebuild intimacy: 1. Start an honest, gentle conversation. Don't accuse, don't pressure, and don't make it awkward. Simply open the door with empathy. What do you enjoy most lately? Or is there something new you'd like to try together? When she feels safe, she'll tell you things she's never said before. Real satisfaction begins with real communication. 2. Focus on technique and connection. It's not about lasting longer or being bigger, it's about awareness. Learn her signals, her breathing, her movements. Understand the rhythm she responds to. When you're attuned to her, her body will naturally respond, not because you're performing, but because you're connected. 3. Bring back creativity and playfulness. Physical intimacy thrives on variety and curiosity. Try new settings, different tempos, or new forms of touch, not from insecurity, but from a shared sense of exploration. When she feels like you're in it together, every experience becomes richer and more fulfilling. 4. Prioritize her pleasure. A woman can sense the difference between ego-driven intimacy and genuine care. When you prioritize her satisfaction, mentally and physically, she relaxes, trusts you more, and opens up in ways you might never have seen before. Pleasure isn't just physical, it's emotional safety expressed through touch. The real message. Recognizing these signals isn't about finding fault or measuring worth. It's about awareness, the willingness to see your partner as a complex, emotional being with her own rhythms and needs. When a woman feels understood, desired, and respected, her satisfaction deepens naturally. She doesn't just stay in the relationship, she thrives in it. So take these insights not as criticism, but as a roadmap toward a deeper bond. Every woman's body and heart communicate constantly. It's just that most men never learn to listen. Start listening now, not with fear but with empathy. That's how real connection begins and how it lasts.